First of all, I think that the debates in the 1980s that were really on some level about whether there could be one big blueprint for reform or whether reforms would have to be developed by groping for stones to cross the river. To give you an example along the lines of the Erhard miracle, Milton Friedman, when he came to China, was arguing that Erhard's miracle was a very simple thing and that it would create an instant growth miracle in West Germany simply by liberalizing oil prices overnight. When a delegation of Chinese economists went to Western Germany to investigate what had in fact happened in the context of the Erhard miracle, and they interviewed economists that were involved in the West German post-war reconstruction, they found that these economists themselves warned against the idea of wholesale price liberalization, since they argued that in contrast to China, Germany at the time had capitalist companies that were market players, that had of course gone through the war experience and fascism and all of that, but that were more or less ready to be mobilized as market participants and market actors. Whereas in China the situation was quite different. The production units under socialism were really not enterprises in the conventional sense. So in this example, the starting conditions really matter, and it is not the case that you can simply take a policy that had been implemented in one country and transfer it to another country and then expect the same outcomes. So I think this is one big lesson. I think the other big lesson is that pretty much in line with the experience of catch-up in history really, but also more recently in the East Asian tiger development story, that it seems to be the case that catch-up development requires a strong state and that a strong entrepreneurial, innovative state is essential in order to design policies in a way that can be tailored to the local conditions. Now, of course, we should not romanticize China's development trajectory. It has produced an enormous amount of growth. It has also produced an enormous amount of inequality and natural challenges. So the question for other developing countries is not to simply copy China, but also to ask critically, what are the good elements of the Chinese development path, and what are the elements that might have created these enormous challenges, and can they or can they not be disentangled?